Okay, so I think it has been a brilliant 2 hours. I've learned a lot myself, and I hope that you have an idea of what the clinical trial network is about and where we're going from here. As I said, the HRB have given us money for the infrastructure, so that's trying to, communicate with people, educate people, work with HSE, work with industry, work with charities, listen to patients, do PPI, all the building blocks that will make further clinical trials successful and important and will impact on patients, either their quality of life or the development and prevention of complications. So I think it's a very exciting time to have got funded for a clinical trial network. I have to say that we did try at the first round of the network launches back in 2010 or 14, and we weren't successful. So the first thing I would say is try and try again, never give up. So it was great that we were successful the second time. I would also say that the eMERGE trial, the first time, was not funded, and so we went back again with some tweaks and got funded the second time. So second lesson is never ever give up, keep trying. I think we're in a very unique position. Diabetes is a common disease. Everybody knows about diabetes. We want to make diabetes better. We're starting at a low level if 50% of our patients have complications. So I think we can only make a change in a positive direction. I think we're fortunate that we have a lot of emerging good drugs, new insulins, and new drugs that we know nothing about. And on top of that, we have the whole area of stem cells and what Tim talked about this morning. So we have a real big directory of choices, I think, coming down the tracks. On top of that, we have a whole range of technologies, and they're available. But what hasn't happened yet is proof that the technology is beneficial for everybody. So just because a piece of kit is good for type 1 diabetes doesn't mean to say it's good for type 2 or gestational diabetes. So I think all new technologies and all new medicines need to be evaluated in different cohorts of patients to make sure that they are suitable for the cohort and are giving no adverse events. And to make the translation of the findings into clinical practice happen, we need to be linked to the National Clinical Care Programme, which we are through Derek, who's currently leading it. And we need to have a very rigorous assessment of the cost analysis of what we're doing. Because if it's going to cost a fortune, then it's going to be really difficult to implement. And we're delighted that Paddy Gillespie is with us to help us with that. So we have started to get connected, and that was, the connections that we put together to bring the grant together. Over the last year, we've certainly been trying to build on those connections. The Institute launch today will really help us move forward, especially in the West, but we need to continue really to make these connections. It's not my network, it's our network. Anybody involved in diabetes should have access to it, should be invited to participate. There is no barriers. You just have to communicate with us. So we're really looking forward after this network launch to hearing lots from everybody and new ideas at how we can design or deliver a new trial that you think might be important. So I want to thank the Health Research Board firstly, because without their €1 million we couldn't get started. All of the co-investigators who were on the grant application with me and all the collaborators. Of course, nothing can happen without our patients, and I have to continue to reinforce that. And the contributions of my three ladies here in the trials in pregnancy and diabetes have been immense. Charities and industry are vital to us having any kind of success. So I think, Seamus has shown us how the combination of clinicians, patients and industry generates high quality, high impact information that changes lives globally. And so I'm very keen that we encourage participation with industry, and I invite any industry partners here to be in contact with us. I'm grateful to my colleagues who have been speakers and panel members today, to the direction and leadership of the College of Medicine, Nursing and Health Sciences with Martin O'Donnell, who's stayed the course with us today. And I think my next big function is to work with our CEO, Tony Canavan, to make sure that what we want to do with the clinical trial network gets out to the community, to the primary care practices, and to disperse areas of, Donegal, the Aran Islands, Clare Island, places where patients traditionally wouldn't have had access to clinical trials. So that's a piece of work that we in the network need to work on. I think if we can put a protocol and policy in place to achieve that in the CELTA group, then of course we can translate that to the UL hospital group, which you were asking about, to Cork and to the East Coast and Northern Ireland. So, we're only at our infancy. These are lots of things that we will need to do, but, they're all possible and all acceptable. I want to thank Anton, who's been a fabulous host. We weren't as organised, I think, as you would have liked, but I think actually it has gone very smoothly. So thank you for your direction. So I think there's lots to do in the diabetes world, but I think the skill set is there. The new medicines, the new technologies, the new ways of delivering care through the ECC, all these building blocks really put us in a really optimal position to achieve great things. So I think going forward, I'll be long retired, but putting the fundamentals in place, I think we can really improve things for patients with diabetes. So my conclusion is we are open for business. Anybody out there who wants to do business in the clinical trial network, there is no impediment. We will talk to anybody, listen to anybody, help anybody. And in particular, I would like to see us in a decade, delivering impactful, high quality, either investigator-initiated or industry-initiated trials that have both a national and a global impact and that are conducted with rigour. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending today. I want to tell you we have a website. This is the stuff here. I'm sure these slides will be all circulated to people. We have a Twitter account, Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn account. Thank you to our wonderful program manager, Dr. Peadar Rooney, who's down here. I can say that we have one new baby to the trial. Peadar had a baby recently, and we have another baby coming to the trial. Christine is having a baby soon. And you can contact any of us there on the screen if you wish to talk to us about anything to do with the network or getting involved. So thank you again, and it was great to launch this, and I feel so privileged and excited about it all. Thank you.